So thanks for joining us. Today we're going to talk about photorealistic and consistent imagery. And that's one of the big things that we've noticed, especially in the early development of AI, is sort of the images change from scene to scene and how do you utilize it across the scenes. So one thing I learned, and Sibyl, you may have noticed that in the video you did attended, that there's ways to do about that. But one thing I did researching some things is, and this may be attributed to sort of this early adoption or people being fearful of adoption of AI, people can spot fakes. According to the study just put out last week, they say 83% of consumers can spot AI videos and 36% say it lowers brand trust, which is interesting because I don't know if you saw the Apple ad or ads that are going on. Those are AI. The guy's playing the piano and doing all these other things. So it'll be interesting to see how the adoption is. And I have some thoughts, and I want to kind of get your thoughts on how to do it. Do we try and go super realistic, or maybe somewhere in between? And starting to see some things that could kind of prompt that. So to that point, and here's the study I was talking about, Animoto.com state of video. You can see that out there at the bottom. But it kind of comes back what we were talking about last week was this idea of AI can enhance the storytelling as long as the brand keeps the human touch. Right? The key is balance. Technology should support the message, not to replace the genuine voice behind it. And I think that's key because people kind of get just focused on the technology and like, oh, we can do this, this, and this, and the message just kind of goes kaputs. So I think we need to remember that and keep that in mind. And then to that point, I've started reading or an audiobook of Storyworthy. I'd recommend that. And then if you've never read Olivia in Advertising, I picked it up in college back in the day and read it about 50 times. It's a really short read, but it gives you a great overview of advertising and some of the things associated with it. Storyworthy is this guy, Matt Dix, who is a great storyteller, and he teaches you and gives you some ideas on how to tell stories and personal experiences. And there's little tips and tricks in there. And I'm getting into it and listening to it as an audiobook format, but I think it could be helpful, something to check out. And there's tons of others out there, but I just want to share those two while I'm here. All right, so photorealistic images, a few things. And this is in Nano Banana. And this is what I start off with almost every VEO prompt is creating the base image. So whether that's a royalty-free stock photo or personal image, I like those. You can also do it through Whisk or Gemini or Nano Banana, just sort of creating it. One of the things I think Hollywood's all freaked out about is taking someone's real image, famous actor or actress, and then taking and modifying it. Right? So people are kind of freaked out about that. But sort of refining it. So making them look more attractive or less attractive, etc., until you start to find that image. There's some specific words I found: photorealistic, documentary style, lifelike. They are similar or very similar, and hyperreal or hyperrealistic. So that would, again, trying to eliminate the fake look within the images, to get them as realistic as possible. And then I just keep editing until I find the image I like the best. Once I find the sort of the persona or the person, their hair and their hair color and their skin color and all that good stuff, then I start putting them in different variations of clothing options. And I usually do this in like 4 at a time, because then if you have 4 prompts, you can get 16 different images of different clothing options. So whether it's a dress, a jumpsuit, a suit, slacks, shorts, whatever, you kind of get the idea is to sort of start to refine your image and keep going and keep going. And then once you find the one that you like, you want to isolate it. And this was in the video that where I learned this is putting them against a white background without any props. Because sometimes I have a construction worker with a hammer in his hand, and then you take it and you put it in the video, and he's still got the hammer in his hand. You're like, oh no, I got to get rid of that hammer. But if he's on the white background, nothing in his or her hands, no props, no hats, have the clothing you want to start with, then you can start to kind of build it up. So here's an example, and Michael, I showed this to you. Seville, I'm not sure if you've seen this yet. Refining the image to get to one you like. So, here's the 4 guys that I eventually picked this guy in the upper left-hand corner to be sort of the spokesperson for our video. And then I took him and I put him in all these different options because he was going to be in a wedding, he's going to be in a farm, he's going to be at the dentist, he's going to be on a boat. But I wanted him same person but different iterations. And then here's the final video that we did. This is a dental ad. I'm going to share this with you. Oh, hopefully you can hear it. I'm going to stop it for 1 second. Let me just make sure the sound is on. Oh, good. Okay.
Are you afraid or embarrassed to smile at big events due to poor dental health? Missing out on some of the simple pleasures of life? We can fix that. With the most modern technology and advanced dental techniques available, we'll recreate that award-winning smile again, so that you can reclaim the freedom to eat, speak, and live life without hesitation. Schedule your private dental consultation today.
Okay. So you kind of get you saw how the image carried through through all the different videos, and the consistency was there. So that's all I had for today. I was going to pull up the video of the Apple ones just to show that, they are kind of making an exaggeration of AI, which might be the way to go, right? So you've got the consistent images, but the Apple video is he's playing the piano. I'm not sure if you've seen it, running down through the desert. He's got the Rubik's Cube, and then he busts through the wall and all that. So it's kind of it's whimsical, it's funny. But the other thought is, and this I'm going to touch on in the next session, is sort of this idea of cartoons and creating videos that include children. Because one of the things, I don't know if you've seen it yet, or if you try to put real children into AI videos, Google shuts it down. There's a ton of laws around that, so you can't use kids in AI realistic videos. But however, you can create cartoons or claymations or 3D animations. There's a lot of different ones. I haven't really fully explored this yet, but I want to do this because I want to pitch orthodontists and other areas that kids would be involved. And it got me thinking, integrating the cartoony characters with the human characters. And then I saw a TV ad yesterday where they had an elephant. Clearly it was an animation, but they were amongst real people. So some interesting things that I might be able to play. So if you're not joining our community yet, I invite everyone to come online and go to aimadman.com, and we'll hopefully see you. All right, thanks.